Great reaction in the back end.
Well, we've got 4 Asian zone bowlers in this year's tournament, I think I'm right in saying. And when was the last time an Asian bowler took this title, Cass?
Put me on a spot and I'll say Charlene Zulkifli from Malaysia.
I'm pretty sure it was. We'll check that one for you.
No, don't check it. I know I'm right.
That's what I like to hear from a co-commentator. Schmidt then to get his second game campaign underway. First time he's seen the 10-pin left in this one.
Yeah, nice looking shot. Not much different from previous strikes that he's bowled. 6-pin just sat down in the gutter and didn't want to know. So he's up to 472 revs per minute, getting higher all the time. Just couldn't kick that corner pin out. Now he's going to have to straighten this shot out to take the spare. Hard and straight across the lane. Does that quite nicely. So it's Liew that puts his nose in front in the match. With that first strike, he takes a 2-pin lead. Again, it's aggregate scores over the two legs that decides the winner.
It's going to be close. Well, game 4 was close. Darren Cundy and Badr Al-Sheikh. And this one shaping up to be exactly the same. Now can Liew turn this into a double and really start to put the screws on Michael Schmidt? No, he can't. He leaves the opposite, the left-hander's spare, that 7, right in the corner.
Yeah, I'm not sure, but that didn't look as though it got very cleanly off of Alex's hand that time. Not so much lift, I don't think. That's why that 7-pin standing. He made the pocket, just didn't have enough on the ball to kick those that corner pin out. Looking for the spare. Takes it away nicely, but how much he really would have loved to have doubled up there and extended his lead. Always looks pretty cool in competition as Alex. Doesn't appear to give the impression of being under any pressure.
Kept it close for us though. Michael Schmidt will be thanking his opponent for that last one, especially if he can turn in a strike here.
Yeah, Mike just taking his time now, preparing himself. Burying those fingers and thumb deep into that ball. Nice snug fit before he sets off in the push away. A long slide to the foul line. Well, you can see it didn't quite make the pocket, did it? Hit the head pin. Just too wide, didn't have enough on it to come back and clock that 2-pin away. Just on the slow motion. No, actually the rev rate's down on that ball. Speed's there, but he just makes the head pin. And 9 is not what he needed. One of these two players is going to start stringing strikes, and I think the one that hits probably the first 4 strikes is going to win this one.
Looks like a fair bit of experimentation going on by both players, and neither is going to feel completely comfortable.
Yeah, Mike with his spare ball out. Once again, hard and straight. He takes it away nicely.
Yeah, the crowd know this one's close. So do the players. 7 pins in it at the moment if Schmidt can strike it out from here. But he was in a fantastic position. Close to 30-pin lead in that first game, and that's evaporated. Just a quick word with Dad Rick to say what's going on. Any suggestions?
It will be interesting to see if he changes something in his setup, or maybe changes the ball. In the meantime, Alex working on a spare. Takes another strike. Nice bowling from the Malaysian. Nice and smooth style. Just lays it on the lane and lets the ball do the work. Carries all 10 pins yet again.
But strike spare, strike spare, strike spare isn't going to do it, is it, for Liew? He's going to have to put something together.
Yeah, well, strike spare all the way through the games of 200s, but yeah, no, he's going to need a double or turkey, I think. Absolutely locked into his mental game there.
It just shows you how big this tournament is. It means a lot. It's a great, fun tournament. There's no doubt about that. The players love being here. But once they're here, once they've made the journey, there's only one thought in their mind. They want to come away as the champion.
30 grand goes down quite nicely as well, Simon.
Yeah, I was forgetting that, of course.
Oh dear, Mike, unlucky.
He's had no luck, has he, in this second game, and he's gradually falling back towards Liew in terms of scores.
Yeah, he's lost his strike shot. He hasn't hit a strike since frame 8 of the first game, so it's 5 frames now without a strike. He was close on that one, but the ball just cut straight through, leaving the 9-pin standing. Lots of power in the pocket. Maybe just too much.
Well, he might go for it. He might go for the kill or cure ball change. We'll see. Just got to get this spare out the way. And well, we know for a fact that there are some changes going on the lane. That's an accepted part of this single lane format under the TV lights.
Well, yeah, of course he's been playing the same area of the lane consistently now for 13, 14 frames, and as you say, under these lights and the ball reaction, that oil on the lane conditioner actually moves around and it creates a sort of a track area which affects the roll and the slide of the ball, so he may well have to make the adjustment to try and get back into that pocket and carry all 10 pins. Advantage
to this man, Alex Liew. Can he take full advantage with a strike? Yes, he can. Turns it into a double. Pressure's back on the Canadian.
Yeah, it certainly is, yeah. Alex seems to have no problem on the left-hand side of the lane. No sort of overreaction or underreaction. Smooth as you like. As you see, that foot there, not quite up to the foul line, but doesn't seem to be affecting his game at all.
Well, we saw how far he floats that ball out.
Absolutely, yeah. And he's getting a great reaction in the back end of the lane, the dry part, where the ball comes off the lane oil, hits the dry part, and then really hooks up. All the power's released, drives those pins away.
Alex Liew had problems in his first few frames as he struggled to find his line, but now he takes the lead. Can Michael Schmidt recover? Find out after the... This is the PartyPoker.net World 10-Pin Masters. Now Michael Schmidt has had a frustrating finish in Game 1, while Alex Liew found his rhythm to take the lead. Let's get back to the match for Game 2.
Yeah, looking tidy, 483 available to Alex Liew if he strikes out from here. For Michael Schmidt, if he can get a clean card all the way through, then 468 is the best he can hope for. So the Canadian's got some problems.
Yeah, he's going to change something here in his setup. And does that look like a change of ball?
It looks like it to me.
Absolutely. Change of equipment, possible change of line.
Oh, but no change of fortune. What has he got to do?
Well, it's in fact it's a high hooking ball, and the angle that he's going in behind the head pin there. There's two of our junior bowlers with their signed bowling pins. All the players looking to sign up for the juniors. Steady on that single foot. Oh, please give me a strike, he's saying. Absolutely desperate.
He is desperate. It's got to happen on the next visit, especially if Liew puts another one down. So just a spare to be tidied up for Michael Schmidt.
Tidies up the spare, and that's 5-9 spares in a row for Mike Schmidt. And one would suggest that this match is slowly falling away from him.
Yeah, well, he went for it, he changed the ball. But we understand he didn't change much about his delivery or where he was placing it, so he just trusted that the change of equipment would give him that better reaction, but it hasn't, and he's drifting further and further away from Alex Liew. Liew then trying to turn this one into a four-bagger if he can.
Well, he's trying to turn it into victory early on.
Yeah, we think this could be the delivery here.
This one in the next frame if there's strikes, and it's pretty much all over. Oh, dear. Touch of the Mike Schmidts there.
Well, both of them getting some frustrating outcomes.
It's the reaction of the ball in the back end as it goes through the pin deck. It's turning so hard, the angle is so great. Ball doesn't deflect off that 5-pin and leaves that single pin standing on the back row. To all intents and purposes, it looked perfect. Perfect sparing run.
So if it overreacts, Cass, then it's almost coming into the pack of pins sideways. Is that
That's
what you're
right,
saying?
yeah. It hits the dryness of the pin deck and the ball almost turns right with the rotation. And it's made to deflect, to go into the 1-2 pocket for the left-hander, hit the 5 pin and then deflect off, but so much power, it just cuts straight through. It doesn't give it a chance to deflect. Sometimes while you get these back row pins standing up.
Schmidt then. Goodness me, what has he got to do? 5 spares in a row.
Yeah, small adjustment to the right here on the approach may well just change the angle that ball will go in. Could make a difference to those back row single pins. Well, he's hit him thin and made him spin, as they say in the game. And he'll accept that one.
He'll take it.
It wasn't perfect. It wasn't perfect, but it's a strike, and it's a bit of relief for him, isn't it?
Yeah, he did make that adjustment, and it's done something. So, is that the platform that he can build on? Can he develop a strong enough finish here to challenge Liew? Liew sparing in that last frame, so not working strikes anymore.
Yeah, I don't think Mike can rely on that light pocket head again to string too many strikes together. A bit fortunate. Alex, in the meantime, as clinical as ever, right back into that between the 1 and the 2 pin for the left-hander. Shoots another great strike.
Just potentially 5 pins in it though. 4.62 the maximum for Liew, and Schmidt the best he can get 4.57. So he's within touching distance once again. If he can turn this into a double, then at least he's making Alex Liew think about it. The nerves starting to build, I think.
Yeah, Mike did have that small 8-pin lead from game number 1. Unfortunately, he's lost that through the lack of strikes. This will be his last chance now, coming to come back in this match. Needs 10. Well, to me, that looked as though he was inside his mark and played the oil line. Very much to the right of his mark, and just sat on the oil in the middle part of the lane and sailed straight into the pocket. It was almost a straight ball.
Well, he was talking to it as soon as it left his hand. He was chattering away to this ball. He didn't like it, and what does he get? A cracking result. Yeah.
I'm very surprised. He was actually waiting for it to hook, but it was in so much oil in the middle of the lane, it set straight in the 1-3 pocket. Carried all 10, and believe it or not, it's a double. Dear oh dear.
Well, there has been a theory over the years that as the lane condition changes, certainly the female bowlers with a slightly straighter line can get some big strikes towards the end of the game.
Yeah, very much down in it. But again, I would Mike try and do that again. Could he repeat it?
Great work from Alex Liew.
Anyway, just show it. Yeah, great looking double again. 13 strikes, 3 spares, and just the 2 opens. Well, that's the sort of figures any bowler likes to see.
Yeah, that messy first game, a thing of the past though for Alex Liew. He's well on the way at the moment, trying to keep this pressure up on Michael Schmidt. Both players working a double. Schmidt just taking his time on this one. Oh, there must be so many options just going through his head now. He's got to decide on one, and he's got to stick with it. He mustn't have any second thoughts as he gets to this foul line.
And of course, the other thing is it's got to be the right one as well. Always gone wide. Dear oh dear, didn't he get some reaction there? Light on the headpin, of course, but he really did hook back from wide. Leaves the 10-pin standing in the corner. It was all to do with the angle of entry that wasn't quite right. Lucky to get away with just the 10-pin in the corner.
And that potential final score for Schmidt tumbling to 4.36 just because of this spare. So Liew now back in control. Schmidt can spare. That's the best he can do for the moment. Then he's got to come out and really nail it in that foundation frame if he can.
Oh, I think this game is probably going to be lost because he's simply just bowled 2 strikes in this game. The rest have been spares, and you're not going to win with just 2 strikes. Not when you're playing against the Asian Grand Slam champion, Alex Liew.
Yeah, some serious frustration for Michael Schmidt at the moment.
Yeah, he's trying, he says to Dad in the audience, but what can you do? 999 all the way through. Difficult times. No time to recover because he's only got 2 more frames to play. It's a long way to come from Canada just for 2 games.
Well, you missed his 4-bagger opportunity earlier in this second game, but he's got a chance of a turkey here, and that might just be good enough.
Yeah, foundation frame number 9. This could be the match winner. And it looks pretty good to me, and he knows it as well.
Yeah, big sigh of relief after that one. Still a touch of work to be done, but he'll be feeling very happy as he returns to his seat. Beautiful high follow through. There it is, the turkey. Second one of this game, and that's probably what's going to do it for Alex Liew. He's been very consistent. He hasn't made a tremendous amount of changes in comparison to Schmidt, has he?
No, he's been very comfortable out there on the left-hand side, staying pretty much in his own line.
No, Michael Schmidt going for it big time there, but it's just not happening for the Canadian.
No, he's looks like he's worn out his line. The wheel's moved and he just can't find the groove. Just can't get himself lined up. He's made the ball change, he's made the adjustment in the setup, the line change. Just hasn't worked for him, unfortunately. And this split likely to be an open frame, and that should be the end of the tournament, I'm afraid. He looks disappointed, doesn't he? As I say, it's a long way to come just for 2 games, and if you're not going to play too well, especially after playing so well last year, and his current form in the World Cup.
Good effort.
And rubs salt in the wound by not taking the 10-pin out. Really was a good effort. Fortune hasn't smiled on him in this game.
Well, you get your invite to this tournament, and that's a reason to celebrate, but then the pressure starts to build because you realise the sort of company that you're going to have to perform in. Alex Liew in control now, and just looking to finish the job off here.
Just got to keep the ball on the lane, and the match is all over.
Too good in the end. Alex Liew finally gets that 4-bagger that you were talking about, Cass, and it definitely has done the job.
I had a quick word with him and said, just hit 4, Alex, and you're there. So he's just done it.
Well, he was certainly listening.
Earns himself 2 bonus balls in the 10th frame.
He's not been quite as commanding as the last time we saw him at this tournament, but let's give him a chance to get some of the jet lag out of the legs.
Well, having said that, he's going to strike out for 259, which is no mean game at all.
That's an amazing stat still.
One more. Yeah, it's gone, yeah. Cameraman was a bit quick for that one. That single 7-pin is gone. It's another strike.
Well, he deserves it. He's made his own luck in this one. Once again, another name emerges from our first round draw, turning in some pretty impressive numbers. Quarterfinals, Cass, are starting to look just mouth-watering.
Well, they are world finals, world quarterfinals. Fantastic finish for Alex Liew. 6 strikes in a row for a 259 game.
So time for Michael Schmidt to bowl this one out. Get his applause from the crowd. Certainly leave them with something to remember him by. A couple of big strikes to go out on wouldn't go amiss. And a nice bit of chat between the 2 players. 4-6-2 then, that overall total, 259 in the second game, and as Cass quite rightly said, that's no mean figure to be posting in this tournament. Whole set of players now really cooking. It's not going to be Schmidt here though. Took it out incredibly wide there. Well, he can't figure it out, can he?
No, the lane's beaten him, I'm afraid. It's certainly beaten the ball. Yeah, sigh of frustration. Thought he had it right the last couple of frames. Just looking for something extra. Hasn't made it. So another little split. Just going to go through the 180 barrier on this game. As I said before, 180 is good in darts, but it's not a very good score at 10-pin bowling.
Come on this time. No, it isn't going to be this time. I'm sorry, Michael. Tough day at the office for Michael Schmidt of Canada, but a very relaxed one for Alex Liew of Malaysia. And he comes through in the end with flying colours. 259 in that second game for a total score of 462. Alex Liew is through to the quarter-finals.
The end of this match was frustrating for Michael Schmidt, and Alex Liew now goes through to the quarter-finals. Next time, local 10-pin hero Paul Moore takes on Filipino world champion Bibor Rivera. Join us next time for more at the partypoker.net World 10-Pin Masters.